everybody, it's Chris from Guilty Words, where we unravel crime one word at a time. When Rob Adelson testified, he said something that really struck me, and I've done a video on his testimony in general, but there's one statement I want to break down a lot more, and that has to do with Wendi, Donna, and money. So let's take a look at it together. Now keep in mind some of the more unpleasant divorce allegations that were flying around. Things were still very contentious even after the divorce was officially settled. Dan had refused to pay his full settlement and instead filed allegations that Wendi and her lawyer had hidden money. And he said the money was hidden in an undisclosed Charles Schwab account as well as other accounts. And he asked for Wendi and Wendi's lawyer to be disbarred because of these improprieties. Wendi's lawyer testified that she had no knowledge of any financial fraud. And I do have to say, it would be a huge deal for someone's divorce lawyer to get involved in financial shenanigans. Not that it couldn't happen, but I don't think the consequence would be worth whatever price Wendi was willing to pay this lawyer to do that. However, there are indications that Dan had good proof that something was going on. And actually, there's a video by Dan's divorce lawyer on STS Nation where he says he was about to file some very damning paperwork in the court about Wendi on the day Dan Markel was killed. But there's something that Rob said that made me think about all this all over again.
What did Donna Adelson tell you about the plan for Wendi Adelson to leave the marriage?
Sure. When she told me that that she had been in Tallahassee for several months.
This is Donna Adelson had
Yes.
been?
That she had been in Tallahassee for several months, renting a new place for Wendi, arranging for movers, moving money around and getting things set up.
Let's really unpack what he's saying here, because there's a lot in it. Let's take a look at his words. Donna told me that she had been in Tallahassee for several months, renting a new place for Wendi, arranging for movers, moving money around, and getting things set up. Let's deal with the Donna had been in Tallahassee for several months first. So even though Wendi kind of portrayed her leaving as a quick last minute, I have to get away from my abusive husband and hide with my children thing, Donna had been in Tallahassee for several months, not visiting here and there, in Tallahassee for several months. So I'm figuring she wasn't staying with Wendi, and Dan probably didn't know she was there. So Donna and Wendi had several months getting ready for Wendi to fly the coop. Behind Dan's back, maybe even during the time they were trying to do their mediation, Wendi and Donna were plotting and planning, and Donna was staying somewhere in Tallahassee. So she rented a new place for Wendi, the house, but she also rented it with her maiden name, as we found out a little bit later in this testimony, which is surprising to me. I would think there'd be some sort of ID or something you would need to show to rent a place, and she was able to show something with her maiden name on it, or I guess there are ways around that. But if she did have some kind of ID with her maiden name, could she also open up bank accounts that way, or under some other name? So she was arranging for movers. That's how Wendi got all that furniture out so fast. Moving money around and getting things set up. Moving money around. Now, this is where I'm getting very suspicious, because why would Donna need to be moving money around in Tallahassee? If she were moving money around in her accounts, she could do that down in southern Florida. That's where all her accounts were. There was something about the accounts in Tallahassee that she needed to be there for, to move this money around. And remember, too, we found out that she would call banks pretending to be Wendi. What money was she helping Wendi move around? Could it be some of those mysterious accounts that Dan suspected? Let's review a quick timeline. Mid-2012, up until the murder. So sometime in mid-2012, Donna ends up in Tallahassee for several months to help Wendi prepare to leave Dan. Wendi's relocation is denied with prejudice in 2013. Post-mediation filings are about to be entered that allege Wendi's financial misdeeds may lead her to being disbarred. And Dan is murdered the day these filings are supposed to be sent to the court. So let's review what we know and what we don't about Donna handling Wendi's money. We know that Donna rented the apartment in her maiden name to hide Wendi and the kids from Dan, until Dan actually was about to file kidnapping charges against Wendi. And according to Rob Adelson, Donna was getting things ready for Wendi financially during the divorce. Wendi's former lawyer has always denied any involvement in monetary fraud. So did Donna help Wendi steal assets during her divorce? We know she was deeply involved. Keep in mind she would give Wendi cash for things. We have emails about that. She wrote all kinds of checks, not just for Katie McBanoa, but was sending Wendi money as well. She would pretend to be Wendi when talking to financial institutions. And not only that, but in one of her emails, she mentioned that she knew the amount of money Dan had coming into the marriage. She knew what was in each of the accounts. So Donna had a very intimate and controlling knowledge of Wendi's entire financial picture. She would be very good at figuring out where to find money and where to hide money and how. She has a very duplicitous nature. But there are also a number of things we don't know. And part of me is hoping and thinking maybe Georgia Kappelman does. For example, we don't know what money Donna was moving or when precisely she moved it. We don't know exactly what she meant when she said that to her son. Currently, there are no known bank statements showing transfers of marital assets from Wendi to Donna. But again, we don't know what else there might be. And right now, there's no other known paper trail, such as authorizations or signed agreements, that we're aware of. So what I'm trying to figure out, and I'd like your help with this, is it plausible that Donna could have done this? In favor of it, she rented the apartment under her maiden name, so obviously she was willing to go to great lengths for Wendi. She had her husband killed. She was extremely controlling of Wendi in her divorce. I could see Donna figuring whatever money Wendi could take, she was due. And Rob testified that Donna said she moved money prior to the murder. However, reasons opposed to this, there's no paper trail that we know of, authorizations, or bank statements. The evidence so far is hearsay and my supposing. And Dan accused Wendi's lawyer, not Donna. And I would think he would have thought of Donna. Although if he didn't know she was in the area at the time, maybe not. So what do you think? Do you think Donna helped Wendi steal money? I was wondering if she did, why it wouldn't have been brought up during her trial. And I thought, well, really, it would have more to do with Wendi and Wendi's improprieties if Wendi either authorized or was fully in support of her mother moving money. So it may have been information that Georgia held back to use in Wendi's trial. We can hope. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your comments, and I'm still totally gobsmacked and overwhelmed by the reaction to the last video and still trying to get through over 1,000 comments. But even if I don't answer, I am reading them all, and I appreciate them all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And until I see you in the next video, please use your words wisely and well. Take care.